Well, it's not what you'd expect to find when breaking ground, but it does happen. Developers in Belterra recently found a grave with human remains resting in an unmarked tombstone surrounded by a fence. KXAN's Amanda Brandeis has been learning more about who those remains may be and what happens next.
We lived in South Austin, and it was getting too crowded out there.
Many come here to Belterra because it's a quiet place.
Everybody's here is watch out for one another.
Sometimes the only noise is construction. And now the effort to build Belterra's future has led developers to the area's past. They say in this forested area, workers discovered a gravesite with a tombstone. It's surrounded by a 6-foot metal fence.
I think it's part of history that we still have, and we don't want to disturb it.
I'm hoping that whatever they do, they respect who the person was and make an appropriate arrangement for the grave.
It'd be interesting to find out the story of the people that were buried here.
Developers are petitioning to have the remains removed and sent to a final resting place. In their petition, they say the gravesite may date back to 1865 and could be the sister of the person who settled there. And it's not the only grave in Belterra. Over here on St. Ritchie Street, I'm told this fenced area behind me is another cemetery, but this one's protected and no one can build on it. Neighbors say infants were buried here many decades ago.
It's part of life. We all know it happened, so just respect to the persons that came before you, and after our death, and get to meet these people. May learn a bit more about them.
As for the newly discovered gravesite, it's still largely a mystery. Amanda Brandeis, KXAN News.
Well, it is a felony to disturb anything 50 years or older that has been labeled historic by the state. A cemetery expert tells us the process of removing a body could take weeks, and it can get very expensive. If you think these hidden graves are rare, think again. In Travis County alone, there are about 250 known grave sites, and working around those burials is expensive. In 2002, during the construction of State Highway 130, the state spent $100,000 just to move one body so they could continue the project. They never discovered the name of that woman, though.